everyone. Very good morning to all of you, and good evening to those who are in the other part of the world. I'm Shilpa, and I'm talking to you from India, and I'm based in Bangalore. And I'm really happy and excited to be able to share a very personal story that has uh, been one of the best gifts that the life has given me, is what I can say. So I'm going to get right started right away and share this story with all of you. And I hope you all take away something from it just the way that I did, and practice it in life the way I've been doing all this while for the last 5 years. So yes, to get started, it was a Tuesday. I remember very clearly. It was a Tuesday afternoon in 2013, in the month of January, and I remember I was lying down in my sister's bed and just talking to myself. Just thinking to myself as to, what's going on in life right now. What's happening around me, and this is something that I do actively, where I just sit down and reflect and have an assessment of what's been happening. And at that point of time, I realized that, I was a girl with a plan. Like from the time I was 15 years old, I knew what I wanted to study, I knew where I wanted to work. I also realized what kind of experiences I wanted to have. But the day that I was sitting down and thinking about all of those things, rather lying down and thinking about all of those things, was around 4 months after I had come back to India after my master's. And it had already been 2 months since I had been almost stuck in bed for about 20 hours a day. I had a back issue, and clinically nobody could find out what was going on, and that was really frustrating. And for somebody who has been extremely active all her life, always used to being around people and engaging with people, this was a time where, let's say, the fog had set in, in all metaphorical ways that I can explain it, because I couldn't see a direction ahead. I was hurting a lot physically, and when you're in pain, you know how that mentally affects your well-being, right? So that was going on, and I had cut off my contact with all my friends around from my grad school, because I just didn't have an answer. And people asked me, "What are you doing?" I did not know what to tell them. Like, how do I explain to them that I'm just stuck at home for the last 2 3 months without anywhere to go and anything else to do. And all the plan had gone out of the window of working in a particular field and then going and getting an MBA and all of that. So I knew at that point of time that if I didn't do something about this, then I was going to be clinically depressed. I was very sure of it. I could sense it, and I sat down and told myself that, that's not something that I'm ready to do. So let's just sit back and think about what are the things that has happened that's been great in the last 1 year. Is basically what I did. And the first 1 hour, I didn't get anything. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, you've got to be kidding yourself to think that something has been there that you're grateful for. But as time went by, I realized that there were a lot of things that I was grateful for in the last 1 year. I had graduated from my master's program. I had traveled, I've visited 3 new countries. I had started volunteering with an organization that gave me purpose in life. I was able to spend time with my family. Even though I was not keeping too well, I was still living in a very comfortable space. I had people who cared for me, who was able to take care of me as well, right? So I just started listing it down, and what kind of happened is, over the course of the next 24 hours to 30 hours, in the back of my head, I kept thinking about, or rather remembering the things that I was grateful for, be it the environment I'm living in, the relationships that I've had, the experiences that I'm having. And I wake up the next day, and out of the blue, I'm free of pain. I know it's very surprising. The first time that happened, when this happened to me, I almost, like, I'm an engineer, so I need science to back up what's happening to me, the experiences that I have. So I was thinking that probably it's because of the 5 different treatments that we were doing that probably I started getting better. But in the back of my head, I knew that something had shifted. And it was overnight. Nothing around me had changed. There was nothing new that I'd introduced into my life, but I was feeling better. The pain had started reducing, and in the span of 5 months after that, in the span of 5 months after that, I had moved to a different city. I was doing a job that I was absolutely in love with, one of the best work experiences that I could have ever asked for. I was with wonderful people, and the best part is the pain had almost disappeared. Right? So that was my first experience of trying to practice gratitude in my life, but that didn't stick on because it was just a one-time event, and I knew that probably it was too much to expect a causation correlation to be put together and say that gratitude healed me. Like, that's not something that I would buy myself, and I don't think people around me would buy. So I just moved on and went about with life, really enjoying what I was doing and living life to its fullest is what I can say in all its ways. And then happens 2017. So as the years went on, I was really enjoying the work I was doing with children and with young adults. But I had also realized that I would be a textbook case of workaholic. Right? Like, usually workaholism, like people who work exhaustively, is celebrated because there's a lot of productivity that comes their way. But what I had also realized is it's a way of escaping from your reality and your truth. And one way or the other, it does come and it does catch you when you least expect it to. And that's exactly what happened in 2017, where I was, I fell sick because physically I wasn't taking care of myself. I was overworked. There were things that's going on back at home as well that was quite stressful. So when it all came together, there was a crash, and I had to slow down. I had to take a step back and get a sense of what was going on and almost start taking care of myself and prioritize myself so that I could get better. And in the process of doing that, I remember very clearly it was one afternoon where, again, it was another afternoon, and I think a very Tuesday afternoon itself of 2017, where a friend of mine came and told me that, hey, you know what, I've started practicing this 21 days, 28 days of gratitude. It's a book called Secrets, and she was going to get married in about 20 days, and she started to do this practice so that in such a way that on the 28th day it was her wedding on that day. So I told her, you know what, this is really beautiful. Why don't I join you and we can do this together, and we'll be like a team that's practicing this together. And that's how I really got introduced to the practice of gratitude every day. And to give you some context, again, very similarly, I was, from somebody who used to work from 18 hours a day or 15, 16 hours without any worry. I was only able to pull in like 4 or 5 hours, and then I would be extremely fatigued, and I didn't know why that was happening. And so there's a lot of frustration that was there. And when I started this 28 days of gratitude practice, one exercise that stayed with me was to write down what are the 10 things that you're grateful for and why, every single day. And for the first 2 weeks, I would almost laugh at myself when I opened that book because I didn't feel like I had anything to be grateful for at that point of time. Things around were looking quite bleak. So I still persisted through, and that's been one of my big learnings too, that when you take on something new, there will be resistance, and it's important to just overcome that resistance and still power through. But I can tell you, by 28th day, I had to miss that friend's wedding. But it was on that very day that I got in touch with a really good specialist, and they figured out what the problem was. It was a very small thing, a deficiency that I had, but it was so far gone that nobody knew what was exactly going on. But that became like an everyday practice of my life for the next 3 years, where every day I would sit down and write down what am I grateful for and why. And it so happened that as time progressed and months progressed, everything went back on track. So that was great. But what really helped was it put me into a space of feeling grateful, feeling like there is abundance, that things are working out for me rather than why is something happening against me, but rather it was working out for me. It was facilitating my journey is what I realized. And over a period of time, I started having 25, 30 things every day to write down in that gratitude journal of what I'm grateful for. And in 2020, I realized that now what has happened is I've almost stopped writing it as a journal every day, but that is because now the way I think is from a space of gratitude. So if my lift is already, the elevator in my apartment is already open for me when I enter it, I just say a quick prayer of gratitude. If I see synchronicities in numbers around me, I stop for a moment and I say I'm thankful and I'm grateful for the life I have. So this is a this and then I went behind, and as I said, I need science. So I went ahead and I studied what's happening, and that's when I realized that when you're feeling that emotion of gratitude, when you're in that state of gratitude, then you're not able to access stresses or anxiety in your life, because your brain is tuned into a higher frequency of being grateful. So that is very powerful to an extent where we spent a couple of hours at Harvard Business School when I did a program there, understanding the power of gratitude. So it's practiced globally, and I call it the pixie dust of the universe, because just the act of practicing gratitude is not going to take you anywhere, but it is going to fuel your journey. It's going to enhance your quality of life to a whole different level, where you start to enjoy and take on life just the way it is. Because the way there is the sunset and sunrise, right? Like there is brightness and there is clouds. That's exactly how things are going to be. You're going to have phases of exceptionally great times, and you're also going to have times where you might feel lost. And that's just, I guess, a natural cycle of nature. And we are now collectively in a space where we would be feeling lost because of the ambiguity that exists right now, right? And in moments like this, I think it would be really great for all of us to just slow down and look around us, and you will realize, and I can guarantee you that there would be at least 5 to 10 things that you would be grateful for every single day, just the way I am. So this is my story, and the story behind why I call gratitude the pixie dust of the universe. It is magic, and there is so much of magic in it. Only when you experience it, you would realize it. So I'd like to end this quick conversation with all of you to say that it is a beautiful emotion that we have within us. It is a tool that will enhance and improve and empower ourselves to live the life of our choice. Thank you, and I hope you all have a great day. And I would really like to thank all of you there to invite me for this talk. I really appreciate it. I'm grateful for it.